Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Another one, y'all. DBN Radio Live is going down like a plane crash. Y'all already know what it is, man. We got a special guest in the building. I'm going to introduce him when the show starts, and I switch that camera over. It's going down. Let me go ahead and give shots out. Everybody rep your city, rep your town, rep your country, rep your island, rep your continent. You know we international over here, y'all. What's going on to my man? What's that? Welcome to Third Coast Sports TV. All right. Alvarez, what's good with you? Money Pow up in the comment section. All right. DB at it again. One of my moderators. Shout out to the DBN Lieutenants, King Corleone. My man Kaz, another one of my moderators. All right, DeAndre. Yeah, we're about to get started in a minute, guys. We're about to get started in a minute. All right. H-Town, I see y'all. Yeah, man, rep your city, man. Toledo, Ohio, Sacramento, California. All right, Lion Game. Hugo got owned. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. Be More in the house. South Carolina, A64, Funky Town, DC. God damn it. All right. My man said, what up, Dante? Is that from Panama? All right, Dallas, Texas, Stone Mountain. What's going on, Q? Kansas, Fort Mitchell, Alabama. All right, Riverside, California, down the street from my old town, hometown, DMV. All right, guys, we're about to get started in a minute, guys. We're about to go ahead and get started, man. So once again, there'll be a small pause. The intro will start, and then we're gonna get rolling. Broner versus Vargas. Tank Davis versus Cuellar, Charlo versus that boy Centino. And my special guest in the building who I'm going to introduce in a minute, man. This man right here is one of the best fighters in the world right now when it comes to this division, the cruiserweight division. I'm going to go ahead and introduce him in a minute, y'all. That's what it is, man. Chi-Town, what's going on? All right, Riverside up in here thick. Yeah, we about to get started, guys, in a minute. Yes, sir. And let me tell you something right now. If you guys are looking for the best fragrance products in the world, you need to go to ashkickin.com. That is ashkickin.com. Keep your home smelling fresh and clean with Ash Kickin fragrance products. Treat your skin and hair with Ash Kickin all-natural health and beauty products. Everything you need to create a comfortable home living environment and create a comfortable space for entertaining. The best incense burners in the world, home fragrance products, and health and beauty products, go to ashkickin.com.
Brothers and sisters, I don't know what this world is coming to.
Hey yo, check this out. This is Flavor Flav, and if you want the whole truth and nothing but the whole truth, so help the whole truth. Hey yo, you better listen to Dante, baby. Dante!
What's going on, y'all? And welcome to another great edition of the Dante's Boxing Nation radio show. I am your host, Dante. First things first, let me go ahead and introduce my very, very special guest in the studio, undefeated cruiserweight, my man right here, the beast, Andrew Tabiti. What's going on, Andrew?
Not much, out here hanging out.
Okay, man. First of all, man, congratulations, just in case the cats didn't catch it. You had a big win on Mayweather versus Conor undercard against Steve Cunningham. Just talk about that a little bit, the experience, and how much did that, catapult your career just fighting on that card?
Man, it was real big for me, real big, man. Fighting Steve Cunningham, I was growing up watching him. I was watching when I was, first started. So me actually fighting him, it was pretty cool. It was a good experience for me. But a lot of people doubted me on that fight, but I knew I was gonna beat him easy, as I did, and using my jab and using my just basically my athleticism,
Mm-hmm. Now, did he say anything to you afterwards, Andrew?
No, he didn't say nothing to me, but he thought, I guess he wanted to bash me on Instagram, say some things like I'm not a good caliber fighter, but I didn't let it get to me, and I just kept on going, kept on moving.
You just kept on going, huh? That's what it is. And now go ahead and let them know who you gonna be fighting next. You're gonna be headlining that, right?
No, co-main.
You the co-main event?
Yeah, co-main May 11th at Sam's Town Casino, Las Vegas. I'm fighting Latif Coyote.
You fighting against Latif Coyote?
Supposedly, hopefully don't pull out.
Hopefully, and you said you had to go out and look for opponents, right?
Oh yeah, I was looking for opponents. Hopefully just get a little tune up before the belts get available.
Okay. And you know what? And my bad, I meant to introduce my panel. We started talking and rambling on. Let me introduce the panel as always, man. I got my man. We're gonna go ahead and start with my man Kirk Jackson. He's a former fighter and a writer on BoxingInsider.com. What's going on, Kirk?
Nothing much. How y'all doing?
All right. And I got my man Blue Blood Sports TV. Check out his YouTube channel. Go ahead and subscribe to it if you haven't already. What's going on, Blue?
Hey, what's going on with you, Dante?
And Money Pal the third, with his son, his undefeated son, one of the best prospects out right now, Money Pal the fourth. What's going on, Money?
Hey, what's happening, Dante?
All right, that's what it is, man. For everybody just tuning in right now, I got special guest, undefeated cruiserweight Andrew Tabiti in the building right now, man. So, Andrew, has it been hard for you to find an opponent or what?
Right now, all the belts is not available right now. I think all the other cruiserweights, they want to kind of just wait to see how the tournament turns out. So everybody fighting like bums and tune ups or whatever they're doing. I've been trying to get a couple fights like in the WBC, the mandatory fights, but I guess work different promotions and stuff like that. And management, you can't move like that. So
and just in case people don't know, you with TMT Promotions. So how close are you to Floyd Mayweather? And what do you guys usually be talking about when it comes to your career and everything?
I'm pretty cool with him. But I let my manager, Dewayne Blake, just talk to Floyd and Leonard Ellaby, set things up. So I get the message to Dewayne, and he gives the message to Leonard Ellaby.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what it is, man. So let's go ahead and talk about these fights, man, this weekend. We're going to pass the ball around, Andrew. So I want to first start with my man Money real quick. Hey, Money, you there?
What's happening?
Okay, man.
What's up?
I want to ask you, man, your thoughts on these fights. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. So Broner versus Vargas, it was a draw. First of all, give me your thoughts on who you thought won the fight, and what did you think about the fight overall, man?
Broner failed himself by not listening to his coach.
Yeah, not
His
listening.
coach told him what he needed to do, and he failed. He didn't throw enough punches, and he just really cut himself short when he had the opportunity to really excel.
Yeah.
That fight could have, but now he really started coming on later. He did, and so I could see a draw.
Oh yeah,
and even going for Vargas. When it comes to Tank, I am so proud of him.
yeah.
I mean, he was professional all throughout. I mean, from start to finish, even in the interview, that is how it's done. Like State, that's how it's done. When it came to Charlo, he folded his opponent up like laundry.
Yeah,
Period.
and
Yeah.
Santino, he said after the fight, he walked up to Charlo. He said, "I don't even remember what happened." He said, "I don't even remember what happened, man." So it was.
People were talking to him. He was like, "Huh? What? You could see that. That verifies what you're saying." And the thing was, when he crashed to the canvas, the thing that I had a flashback to was Amir Khan when he got knocked out for his very first time. With British Prescott. I mean, man, he just wow.
He was flailing. It looked scary the way Santino was on the ground. He looked like he was a fish flopping, man. Hey Andrew. Now me. You give me your assessment. Once again, Broner, he started kind of slow. I personally thought Broner was doing real good as because Jesse started, Jesse was the aggressor, and to have the aggressor backing up in the second half,
right.
It looked like you starting to walk him down a little bit, but Broner was only doing it with one lead right hand, though.
Right.
Your thoughts on that, on his performance, Andrew?
I didn't like Broner's performance too much. I don't think he listened to his corner too well, and he was missing a lot. He's missing a lot. I think Jesse was too comfortable. I thought he thought he won the fight, so he's trying to box and play smart. But Broner, he's not letting his hands go enough, and he's just not listening. And you know, after the fight, you know, he thought he won, but I gave Jesse maybe one round that him winning the fight.
So you had Jesse winning the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. And Kirk, I mean, who you thought won this fight, Kirk?
I thought Jesse won the fight. I thought he controlled the action. My only issue with how Jesse fought was I think he kind of he unloaded the tank a little bit too much early on.
Mm-hmm.
I think he should have tried to control his pace a little bit better. But I think he thought he was going to actually knock Broner out at some point. And that's why he kept going and was still active. But I thought he controlled most of the fight. I thought he swept the early rounds. I think he won a few of the mid rounds. And even though Broner came on strong, I was disappointed. His defense was horrible.
Yeah, the first couple rounds, it looked like Mikey Garcia all over again. Mm-hmm. And then, once Cunningham started really jumping on the boy, and once again, I think Broner, I still think he felt the pressure. Once again, you got the situation with Charlo, going on Instagram, like, every time I'm on your undercard, you lose. I'm a curse to you. He said that. When him saying stuff like that, no doubt about it, it was a lot of pressure on AB and my man Blue Blood. Since you was out there in New York, you was covering it live and direct. It's interesting because the whole 6ix9ine situation, which was kind of turned out to be a setup, and I kind of alluded to that on the show. I said, this maybe this is kind of planned, because all of a sudden 6ix9ine, he put clown on Broner's Instagram, and Broner come back. But just go ahead and describe the whole experience, the atmosphere when you were there covering the fight, Blue, and what you thought about the situation.
Man, it was crazy, man. Like I said before, if you from the city, man, you know that 6ix9ine got an ongoing beef, man, with another rapper here.
Mm-hmm.
And man, it was thick, man. The whole week was thick, man. You could cut it with a butter knife, man. The whole entire week, man.
Yeah.
It was just, it was something, man. And to top it off, man, at the press conference, the whole situation was thick, and then we had Brian Custer go up there and announce that he had his second battle with cancer, man.
What?
So
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was like,
wow.
it was huge, man.
Wow,
like,
I didn't even know about this. And you,
yeah, man.
Wow, that's deep. And it's crazy you say this, because I was actually thinking about getting Brian on the show to do a show with us, man. So yeah, man. Well, I hope he get better, man. I'm gonna definitely try to reach out to him, man. Prayers going out to you, Brian. Keep up the good work over there too, man. But man, that, wow, I didn't even hear about that.
The whole week, man. It was thick, man. The whole atmosphere, just going there, it was like going to an airport, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like they had everything there but the sniffing dogs, man.
And you told me that there was some shooting up there. Did you say that, Blue?
Yeah. I went to I did the thing with Danny Jacobs today, and one of the security guards that worked at the Barclays Center, he told me, because everybody thought it was, people was they were thinking it was a shooting, and then some people were saying that some of the bleachers fell. Nobody confirmed nothing, but he told me, he said that it definitely, he believed that it was a shooting. 3 shots was fired. But
was it confirmed though that it was shooting or
no? He didn't confirm it. But I don't know if the Barclays Center trying to keep it on the hush hush, or I don't really know what's going on. But he's an ex police officer. So, I kind of, he told me, a little off the record, but,
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's crazy, man.
It is crazy. And Blue, and I want to ask Andrew too, man, as a fighter and everything. What did you guys think about Adrian Broner's behavior after the fight? I thought it was kind of bizarre, because, see, this is the thing. I feel when it comes to his entertainment, I see Broner, he's trying to be an entertainer, right?
Yeah.
But he's kind of doing it the wrong way. In a way, he's good for the sport. He gets people talking and everything. But I think sometimes he overdoes it. Like when he was talking to Jesse Vargas at the end of the fight, I felt so bad for Jesse. Like Jesse's like, dude, what's wrong with this dude? He looking at Broner like, dude, you need to calm down, bro. It was your reaction to that, Andrew. You seen it, right?
Yeah, I saw it. I just shook my head on that, man. I was just like, man, come on, Broner, man, you acting like a clown. He's making he making Mexican jokes. I'm saying, something about them eating rice and
then he said, I'm gonna beat you like they beat Martin Luther King. I was like, what the hell is he talking about? Beating Martin Luther King? What the hell is he talking about? Oh my goodness! Maybe he meant to.
Civil rights people come back on him.
Yeah, he told him your face looked like Martin Luther King after they beat him or something crazy.
He might have messed up some of his jokes or something. Maybe he meant like a piñata instead of Martin Luther King. I don't know, man, but it was distasteful, man. I mean, it was a little distasteful.
You can't take that.
Everybody booed him too. So
Yeah.
What did he say about? He said something about Mexicans in New York.
Yeah, it wasn't too many Mexicans in New York. Yeah, not in that. Blue could tell you was there. Was it Blue?
It's not. First of all, it's not that many Mexicans here. It's more Puerto Ricans.
I think he's dissing the Puerto Ricans. By calling Puerto Ricans Mexican, he kind of dissing them.
Yeah, and then he says, he goes, everybody's booing me. They must want some chicken and rice.
Yeah,
what are you
man. I don't.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's not. Once again, it's like I understand Broner is trying to be entertaining.
Yeah.
But you got to do it the right way, though. You got to do it the right way. That will make everybody feel uncomfortable, and it'll rub everybody the wrong, even the people that's rooting for you.
Right.
So when he says stuff like, "Oh, it must be Mexicans in the crowd because I'm hearing boos," no, if you're not, it's like a comedian. If you go on stage, you could be in your hometown. If the jokes are not funny, they're not going to laugh. You know what I'm saying? The jokes have to be funny no matter what crowd you got. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I understand, Broner.
You know who Adrian reminds me of? People have always said that, he always compared himself to Floyd Mayweather. And then some people would compare him to Zab Judah, saying that, he had all this talent, all these disappointments. He more so reminds me of Hector Camacho.
Yeah, Hector.
And his career.
Yeah.
Didn't he fight Rosario Dawson?
Oh.
And since he fought Dawson, the change in style.
And I just checked out the comment section. I just got to check out the comment section. I think my man got it right. He said Rodney King. I think that's what he meant to say. That makes sense.
Yeah, okay.
He got beat like Rodney King would make sense. Yeah, I think, like I said, I think he kind of messed the joke up right there.
Yeah, he meant Rodney King.
Yeah, he meant Rodney King, man. So, yeah.
And let's say he did mess up the joke, but that's premeditated then. You know what I'm saying?
I told you he was an entertainer. I mean, just like the 6ix9ine situation was premeditated. You know what I'm saying? It was all it was all set up. But hey, there's nothing wrong with scripting things. But once again, man, you just gotta know when to hold and when to fold. You know what I'm saying? You can't overcook the meat. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. You can't overcook it. It gotta be the joke gotta be just right. You know what I mean? So
hey, he remind me of, man. I don't know if you guys caught it, but you see Richard Pryor's son went over into the Apollo here. And got on stage and got booed off stage.
I didn't even know about that.
Oh man!
I heard about that.
His jokes are so horrible. They booed him off stage.
Booed him off stage. Richard Pryor's son, huh? Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Hey y'all, let's go ahead. The phone lines are lit. Let's go ahead and take a call real quick. For everybody just tuning in the studio. Undefeated. The Beast is here with us in the studio. Andrew Tabiti. He has a fight coming up May 11th, right?
Yeah, May 11th.
May 11th. Let everybody know who's on that card because he's a Mayweather TMT fighter. These are all TMT fights. Let them know who's on that card before we take another call.
Ishe Smith, he's headlining the card. I'm co-maining.
Ishe against who? Let them know who it is against.
I believe it's Tony Harrison. Yeah, he's from Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Cameron Creel. He's fighting somebody named I can't think of the name. But I think
Cameron's a beast, man. Cameron's a beast, man.
We got Kevin Newman, Linnell Bellows.
Kevin Newman.
Upcoming Romero, Rolando Romero, Andrew Cortez. So we have a good solid team lineup. So we got a nice packed stacked Mayweather Promotions TMT card that's gonna be out here in Vegas. So if you guys are out here in Vegas, man, you don't want to miss it. But let's go ahead and take a call. Let me see. Over here, we got, let's go with 504. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from, man?
Yeah, what's going on? Deontay.
What's going on, man? Where you calling from?
New Orleans. I called last week, bro.
Okay.
What's going on?
All right, man.
Yeah, man. I liked all the fights that happened last night. Devontae Davis fight was he looking real good in that fight. He made a statement. Jamal, he definitely made a statement. I don't think Triple G want no smoke with him.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
I think Danny Jacobs actually go think twice about that fight, but I think he'll still fight him. But it raised some eyebrows. But Adrian Broner, I think it was a good call because he was losing the beginning of the fight. I had Jesse Vargas winning the first few rounds, and then Adrian Broner came back and started winning the other few rounds.
Yeah.
So I had that fight kind of. I was kind of glad with the decision because Broner wasn't listening to his coach in the beginning, but he had everybody thinking he was gonna come in there and fuck him up and let his hands go. But I mean, if he would have let his hands go more in the fight, I think he probably would have stopped Jesse Vargas.
I mean, there's no doubt about it. It looked like once again, whenever a fighter is walking forward and his mission is to pressure you, and then he starts backing up in the second half, clearly that means Broner was on to something. Me personally, I think Broner, he needed to use the Mayweather-Zab Judah approach. The way Mayweather walked down Zab Judah in that fight, with body shots, he was throwing a lot of leads, but he was also throwing a lot of body shots. So, the problem with Broner is he was following Jesse. He was extremely accurate, but he wasn't letting his hands go enough, though. It was one shot at a time. He should have been following them lead right hands up with body shots, but credit to Jesse for taking some great shots too, man, because Jesse, they both took some great shots in the fight. They both took some great shots in the fight. So go ahead, man.
The thing about Broner, though, I noticed when he was hitting him, especially like in the round, he liked to admire his work too much. Like he'll hit him, and
then wait,
and look at him. I mean,
wait for the receipt, as Teddy Atlas would say,
and let him get off on it. You know what I'm saying? He let him out the corner a bunch of times. I know Cunningham was getting pissed off. He kept telling him he'll come back in the corner. Adrian Broner asked him, "How did I did that round?" And he'd be like, "Nah, man, I'm telling you, let your hands go. You'll get that man out of there." And stuff like that. And that's what everybody wants to see from Broner. He kind of made me mad because how the fight first started, because it looked like he was going to lose the fight.
That's why the crowd started booing too. Yeah, the crowd started booing.
If Vargas had more in the tank, he would have lost the fight.
Yeah,
if he had more in the tank.
I think Broner should work on his defense.
I think it was the end of round 9 or 10 when they were exchanging, and Broner caught him with some really good shots and hurt Vargas.
That was
what
9
Jesse Vargas did was at the very end of the round, he put his hand in the air like he won the round, and then at the beginning of the next round, he ran to the center of the ring, and that's all mental right there. And Adrian Broner, he left him off the hook. He didn't really push the pace and try and capitalize on hurting Jesse. He let Jesse recover. I'm thinking like, what are you doing? Like,
yeah,
press this man.
Yeah, a lot of people. Now, what did you just say, Andrew? You said he needs to work on his defense.
Yeah, I believe he needs to work on his defense. He doesn't throw enough punches to be getting hit so much. So that's one thing he need to just.
I think Derrick James needs to train Adrian Broner. What y'all think about that?
I mean, I'm starting to think, man, maybe it's not the trainer, man. I don't know, man, because
it's not the trainer.
Yeah, because all Cunningham did was say throw more punches. You know what I mean? That was all he was telling him is throw more punches. I think what do you think, Andrew? Is it more about the fighter than the trainer right now, or what?
Yeah, he's not confident in his ability. He's not confident in himself. When you choose a different lifestyle than boxing, then it shows. And that's what's going on with Broner, man. He made too many mistakes in his boxing career, and now he's starting to see. He's starting to see what's going on. He's falling off, and it sucks because a young black brother. I like to see him come up and make and beat guys, and he's a real good entertainer, but he just don't got it no more. He's not the same Broner. Maybe it's the weight class 147. He doesn't look good. He might have to go back down and just take fights up down there.
It did look like Jesse was walking through his punches, like that uppercut he got caught with and everything. It looked like he was just walking through everything. So maybe you touching him.
Yeah. Well, Adrian was telling Jesse Vargas in the fight, "You're too small. You don't hurt me." And it's like, well, if he's too small, why are you making him fight you at a catchweight?
Absolutely. Yeah. Let's take another call real quick. Let me see over here. We got 443. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, what's going on, Dante? It's Hassan from Baltimore. How you doing, man?
B Moore. I'm good, man. What's going on, man? What's on your mind?
Not much, man. Not much. First off, I just want to say what's going on to everybody. Mr. Money Powell, Blue, everybody. How y'all doing?
Hey, how you doing, brother?
What's going on, man? What's going on, bro?
Never mind. Yeah, Kirk, you too, man. It's a pleasure to being on the show. First off, wanted to say, Mr. Money Powell, finally saw your son, man. Dante, I took his advice, and he is phenomenal, man. I'm looking forward to seeing him in the future.
Nice, man.
Hey, thanks a lot. Now, really appreciate that.
Glad the word getting around.
Sir. And,
Thank you.
No problem, sir. And the fights last night. Dante, I called when Ego was on the show, and I said that I thought Jamal Charlo would win by a knockout. That happened clearly. Tank, I was impressed with him completely. I thought he'd win by a stoppage. Jesse Vargas and Broner, I thought Vargas would win. I thought Vargas won. I had him winning 7 rounds to 5. I thought he won like the first 4 or 5 rounds of the fight. But just like everybody was saying, I think Kirk and Blue pointed it out. He got tired. He threw everything in the kitchen sink at Broner because he took the blueprint. Like, hey, this is what this is what Mikey Garcia did. This is what Madonna did. And it was smart. But Jesse Vargas, he's always been a fighter that doesn't have a high punching output. So he got tired quick. And Broner came on in the middle rounds. But honestly, I thought Broner lost the 11th and 12th round, maybe even the 10th.
Possible.
I think he stole the 9th round with that flurry that he caught Vargas with. And he did hurt him. But I started to think the more and more I was watching the fight, the more and more I thought, like, I think Broner is uncoachable. Because Cunningham was telling him the whole fight long, keep throwing your hands. And he stopped. He didn't listen. And I'm thinking, wow, you get a new trainer. It wasn't Stafford. It's not Cunningham. I don't think you can find a perfect trainer who can help you. Yeah. And I think it's almost, I don't want to be rude, but I think it's the beginning of the end. And then I'm kind of tired of him fighting in catch weight. I wish he could fight a specific weight. I think it's, I don't want to use the weight bullying thing, but oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just about to say he might as well just stay at 140. That's what I think. Yeah. I think he should stay at 140.
So the one thing I would like to say before I officially go is, if I would like to see him fight Regis Prograis.
Regis Prograis.
That will go?
Woo!
No.
Andrew was like, I don't know about that one. Andrew.
I think Regis might stop him.
Andrew, what did that reaction mean?
That reaction.
Ultimate fail.
That dude, he's too much of a beast, man.
Ultimate fail.
He let him hit.
Regis stop him.
Hold on. Let me ask Andrew real quick. Go ahead and your thoughts, man.
I don't know how to pronounce his name, but man, that boy, he's too much.
Prograis, Prograis, he corrected me. He came on the show and corrected me. Prograis,
yeah, he's a beast, man. He throw everything in the kitchen sink, everything hard, real technical. I actually fought with him in the amateurs. I think he fought in the same year when I fought in Olympic trials.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he's in Olympic trials with me. That guy, he's a beast, man. I think he trains with Earl Spence now somewhere in Texas.
Money, where's he trains in Texas. I know he trained in Texas. Where does he train at, Money?
Yeah, he's down in Houston, Texas. Yeah. At you know Lou Savarese? He's at Lou Savarese's gym. Main Street Boxing Gym. That's the name of the gym that he's at.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so,
okay.
Them boys in Texas, man, they strong.
Yeah.
All of them, they all getting guys out of there. They beasts, Yeah.
And Andrew, Lou DiBella, who promotes Prograis, he told me that Ramirez, who he's supposed to get next,
right?
They telling me that Ramirez don't want the fight next. They trying to prolong it right now, and that sucks, man. Because I thought that was a given that would be the next fight. He fought against Emir Imam, and now you have to fight. Lou DiBella said they was actually supposed to fight Prograis before the Imam fight. Mm-hmm. So I guess Ramirez, he got a lot of respect for him, just like you do.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean.
Yeah, I think that's just I was talking to Money earlier. I said, the way things are going, man, the only thing left for AB is to get stopped, and that would be the fight. That would be the one.
Oh,
that would be the one.
Yeah, because he's
that fight will knock him out of boxing.
Oh, wow.
Right. It will.
Wow.
Like, he should be happy with the draw, because that sets up a possible rematch, and that could extend his career. I think Showtime is looking out for him because he fights Prograis. That's problem.
I don't think he'll take that fight. I feel like Broner, he's trying to take more money fights. Fight in New York, fight Hispanic fighters, So I don't think that fight he'll want to take.
Yeah. Hey, but you know what fight might happen? I'm just saying, one of them fantasy matches, but it's possible. Since Keith Thurman don't want to fight Errol Spence right now, maybe he'll fight Broner at a catchweight. Hey, man. Broner versus Keith Thurman right there, boy.
Oh, man, that'd be crazy.
That'll be super crazy, man. With Keith Thurman's personality, with AB's personality, boy, that'll be a hell of a fight. Because, like I said, Thurman ain't fighting Errol Spence right now. So, he ain't fighting nobody now because he just got injured again. Yeah.
Philosopher versus trash talker. Who wins?
Yeah.
Thurman ain't even fighting Nicole right now, man.
Yeah, he said he ain't even fighting Nicole.
I see Thurman fighting Jesse next.
You see him fighting Jesse next?
Yeah, I see him fighting Jesse next. Yeah.
Well, he turned that down though, right, Andrew? Because Andrew was Jesse was supposed to be his return match.
Yeah. So after yesterday's fight, he's gonna come back and I think he's gonna try to fight Jesse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that would be interesting. That'd be interesting. That'll be real interesting.
But you know who? Last night, your boy Mayor Khan went on a rant calling out Adrian Broner.
Yeah, he went on a rant calling out AB. Hey, matter of fact, how did that fight go? I didn't catch that fight. How did that one play out?
15 seconds into the first round, knockout.
15 seconds. Oh wow.
15 seconds.
So
Yeah.
really?
It only went 43 seconds. That was it.
Yeah. Well,
and the crazy part is, Kell Brook gets in the ring. He avoided Kell Brook like the plague.
Hey, you know what? He might. Thurman might end up fighting Amir Khan. I mean that's somebody that he did want. You know what I mean? So who knows, man? Who knows?
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about this Golovkin situation, man. But before we do, let's go ahead and take another call. I appreciate you guys waiting on hold. Oh, and you know what? Let me go ahead and shoot out. Let me introduce some of the DBN lieutenants. I appreciate y'all showing that love in the super chat section. Let me shout out my man Mike Biggs Boxing. He said, "What up, DBN? I think this was the most exciting weekend of boxing in 2018 thus far. Man down real soon." And one of my DBN lieutenants, Christopher Smith, he said, "Shout out to Blue Blood and Tabiti next." That's what it is, man. And my man Blue Blood Sports TV, I appreciate you, family. He's showing that love. You know, we new media team over here. He said the whole truth, #new media. Y'all subscribe to that man's YouTube channel all day. And my man Kevin Stenhouse, what's going on, family? He said Broner can fight smaller, 147 pounds like Pac-Man, Saddam Ali. Good looking out, y'all. Good looking out. Once again, in the studio, we got the beast in the studio. Undefeated, Andrew Tabiti, cruiserweight. You gonna move up to heavyweight one of these days, man, or what?
Yeah, hopefully in the next couple of years, I want to unify the title of cruiserweight and go to heavyweight. That's where the money is, and I want to be like the Van Holyfield, one of them guys that come from cruiserweight, dominate cruiserweight weight class, and see what I can do at heavyweight.
Mm-hmm. And what you think? I mean, you contributing to bringing back the cruiserweight division right now. Right. I mean, you got Gassiev Maya. I always say it backwards.
Morat Gassiev.
Who just won that title. Did he win the whole tournament yet?
No.
No, there's one more fight yet.
Right.
See, this is why I hate that tournament is not broadcasted out here, man, because it's hard to follow it, because they don't have it like playing out here in the States. You got to be all on the internet looking out for it. But talk about that. What did you think about that tournament? His performance over Dorticos?
Yeah, I think it was a good performance. I had my decision wrong about the tournament. I thought Usyk might win the whole tournament, but looking at Usyk fights and looking at Gassiev fights, I think Gassiev could probably beat him. Maybe knock him out. Usyk, I think he's more of like an amateur style boxer. He's real athletic, he's good and stuff, but seeing his fights with Beatrice and Marco Hulk, he's kind of struggling a little bit. I think Gassiev getting him out of there.
Yeah. Yeah. See, well, that's why tournament. And see, Andrew, that's the reason why these fights need to happen, right? Because I hear, speaking of that, and I'm gonna take a call in a minute, guys. Thanks for holding. But speaking of that, Andrew, you notice how when it comes to Golovkin, for example, you'll hear fans say, "Oh, he doesn't have to fight Charlo. He'll beat Charlo, et cetera, et cetera." But these tournaments, like you said, right. that shows. That's why we have to have a Super Bowl.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
How many upsets do we see in the Super Bowl or the finals or the playoffs, right? Uh-huh. That's why the fights have to come to fruition. You know what I mean? So
Triple G, he don't want to fight Charlo, man. Charlo, he got how he knocked out Julian Williams like that off uppercut.
Mm-hmm.
He just knocked his boy out like that, man.
Centino had him flailing like a fish out of water.
You know, these boys, they got power, man. They not playing.
Yeah.
So, you got to respect it.
And do you know what? Okay, because we about to really get into that. But before we do, let's take another call. We're about to really get into the Golovkin conundrum right now. Let's take another call. Another 504, boy. We got 504 again. What's your name? Where you calling from? Is this the same?
I'm calling from New Orleans.
Is this the same dude I just talked to?
Nah, that was my brother you just talked to.
Are y'all playing games?
That was my brother. Nah, no.
Oh.
That was my brother. That was my brother you was talking to.
Go ahead, man.
He called me and told me to call into the show.
Go ahead, man.
I want to get right back on Adrian Broner. Adrian Broner is what you call he's done. And when I say he done is
he said he what you call, and he just said he done.
The only reason why that fight was competitive was because Jesse Vargas ran out of I ain't gonna say he ran out of gas, but he slowed down in the second half of the fight.
Yeah, he did.
Broner is what you call a mental case. He don't have the psyche to be the top elite fighter that everybody want him to be, and that's why his skills, he fight in patches, and it's like he got to really think about, hey, I got reflexes, I know how to do this, I know how to do that, and that's why he has to wait for the fighter to not do as much in order for him to get off.
Mm-hmm.
The best thing Broner could do is try to make it at 135, which he probably can't, and try to beat up on smaller guys again, because that's the only way his psyche allow him to get his stuff off and just dominate people. Yeah. But Adrian Broner been done since he fought Marcus Maidana, and he don't have the psychological mindset to be a top fighter. He better stay away from any top welterweight in the division. He has zero chance of beating him. He said zero chance. Goddamn. Go ahead. Thurman will put him out of his misery, and Adrian Broner will get erased off the face of the earth after he fight a fight like Keith Thurman. Errol Spence Jr. feels sorry for him. Because I was listening to Errol interviews, and since we heard the buzz about Errol messing him up in sparring.
Mm-hmm.
And a while back, when my brother was in the gym, my brother actually talked to Errol and his coach, and he found out with the same thing everybody else heard. But I feel like Errol's how he is, he feels sorry for Broner. I don't even think he'll fight Broner because there's something wrong with that dude.
Well, I mean, Broner,
all the antics he did.
Broner already made it clear that he has no interest in fighting, Errol Spence, as well. So yeah,
he don't want to.
Yeah,
he don't want to. Yeah. He know it's not smart for his brand because Errol will end him.
Yeah,
Errol will end him.
Yeah,
all this whole antics, the things Broner do and stuff like that, something is seriously wrong to do. And I was a big fan a while back until I realized what I was seeing when he fought Marcus Maidana. I didn't stop fucking with him because of that. But I realized the dude wasn't really what he claimed to be. Mm-hmm. And a lot of dudes get these opportunities, chances, and they're not granted. They're not putting the work they need to.
I hear you,
They don't build a psychological strength. They don't build a mental fortitude. Broner have none of these qualities.
Yeah, and that's the reason why I feel this is more about Broner than his actual trainer. And, once again, we keep trying to figure out what's the problem, what's the problem.
Situation.
We, like I said, everybody trying to figure out what's the problem. AB is the problem, as he would call himself, the problem. You know what I mean? So he is his problem. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but I still give him credit. If we just comparing him to what he did before, at least we could say he did better than the Mikey Garcia performance. That's all I can say, Andrew. Yeah. That's all I can say is he did better than he did.
Listen,
I think
Dante.
What's up?
Dante, the reason why he
hold on. Okay, go ahead, caller. All right, Kirk, was that you? You about to say something, Kirk?
Yeah, I was saying I think Showtime looked out for him because they realized the ratings that he draws with all the antics. So it's like, to me, that draw was a gift decision.
Yeah, it was a gift decision, you believe?
True.
One thing I will say, regardless of who we thought won the fight, I will say, and this is you guys tell me what you think, but when somebody gets a majority draw and one judge has one person winning, I personally think that person should win the fight, me personally. If it's one judge that says, because that should be the tiebreaker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, so because that goes back to when Whitaker, when he beat Chavez, and they had it a draw because it was considered a majority draw. 2 judges had it a draw. 1 judge had Whitaker winning, and he clearly won that fight. But regardless who we thought won, I think if one judge has a fighter winning, he should get the decision. You know. But once again, man, hey man, but thanks for your call, man. I appreciate it. What's going on, man?
No, let me say one more thing.
Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I wanted to say I'm giving Broner 0 credit. The only reason why that fight was competitive, just like I said, Jesse Vargas didn't fight the second half of the fight and couldn't sustain what he was doing in the first half. If Jesse Vargas could have did that throughout the whole fight, Broner would have never got off them shots, and he'd have never been able to be talked about or saying he's got better or he showed some type of improvement. The only reason why that fight got competitive because Jesse Vargas slowed down, and that's the only reason why that fight was like that. But the highlight of the night was Jamal Charlo. Jamal Charlo, I like what Tank Davis did, but what Jamal Charlo did and how he did it is letting people know at 160
he made a hell of a statement.
Sheriff in town.
Absolutely, he made
was a hell of a statement. And that's the fight that that's the fight that shit knocked me off my sofa. And I ain't been knocked off my sofa in a while. That shit knocked me off my sofa, and I was like, "Oh my!" Like you just, how you just dismantle somebody like that?
And I bet you Golovkin was saying, I bet Golovkin was saying everything that you just said right now, which is why we ain't gonna never see that fight. You know, but thanks for your call, bro. Appreciate it, man. Take care, man.
You got it.
All right, take care.
I gotta disagree with the caller as far as the second half with
the Broner situation.
Going down. I think that it was Adrian Broner's pressure that he kept applying because he started moving towards the second half of the fight. He was putting a lot of pressure on Jesse Vargas and that started to weigh him down. Broner was going to the body a lot in the second and the entire fight, you know. And like Teddy Atlas would say, he putting water under the bridge, you know, for later on. And I think that's what caused Jesse Vargas to start to slow down. It wasn't that he just ran out of gas or just didn't have it. It was the actual pressure and the body work that Broner was doing.
Right. I agree with you.
Jesse Vargas
and Paulie, and to add on to what, go ahead, Kurt.
I think it was a combination of both. I think it was a combination of, as you said, Blue, with Adrian applying more pressure and going to the body. And because that physical pressure is also mental pressure, and that mental pressure wears on your energy. Mm-hmm. And I think it was a combination of that, and just when I was watching Jesse early in the fight, throwing all these punches, I'm like, he needs to pace himself better. Kind of similar to Austin Trout and when he fought Hurd. Like Trout was like pretty much going into the entire bag of tricks and expending a lot of energy. And it's like you gotta kind of pace yourself. You can't throw everything out there unless you're gonna get the guy out.
And exactly. And my man, I'm reading this because this is my super chat section. My man Ray Sean, I appreciate the donation. He said, any black dudes that bashes AB needs to be on the coon train. I'm tired of these sellouts. Take notes from Arrow. Support your black fighters. He's talking about my last caller. You know, I mean, there is a difference, though, from criticizing when we talking straight boxing and making it personal. You know what I'm saying? So, some people, they making it extremely personal. And then other people like us are analyzing and breaking down, the flaws and attributes of Adrian Broner. Right. But he was talking about the last caller, of course. So, that's what it is, though. But thanks for the donation. I appreciate it, family. Thanks for that love. Now, before we take another call, matter of fact, I'm going to throw Reggie on because this is one of my regular call-ins. What's going on, Reggie?
Hey, man, what's happening, Dante? What's happening, Tano?
What's good, man?
What's up?
What's up, Andrew? Man, I'm happy you up on here, man. I follow you hella tough.
Thank you, brother.
I see people up on you, man.
Thank
you, doing spectacular shit at that weight, man.
Thank you, brother.
Great shit coming on here, man.
Yeah, all day. What's on your mind, Reggie?
Man, the fights, man. What you call the undercard fighters? Charlo, Javante, elevated themselves.
No doubt about it.
No, I can't wait till these numbers come out because
the
numbers are really going to speak volumes of where these guys move forward with their careers. Their post-fight interviews are right on point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that helped them.
I totally agree. I mean, it was a successful event. Like you said, they showed out Charlo, Tank, and even Broner. At least he got away with a draw as opposed to an L. But once again, Jamal Charlo. You know what? Since you just brought this up, Reggie, let's go ahead and talk about this. So, Andrew, you already touched on it a little bit, but let's go ahead and just surmise the whole situation. So, Danny Jacobs versus Selesky, the winner of that fight is mandatory for Golovkin. Sergey Derevyevchenko is already the IBF mandatory for Golovkin. Mm-hmm. WBC is now Charlo. He's the mandatory for Golovkin. And then BJ Saunders is the WBO champion. If you could put money on it, Andrew, do you think he will fight any of those fighters, or do you think he moves to 168, or does he just retire? What'll happen in the future, Andrew?
I see him going for Billy Joe Saunders. If he can't fight Billy Joe, I feel like he's just going to retire.
Going to retire?
I think 168 might. I don't know. I don't the competition. They got David Benavidez up there, but the competition 168. He might go to 168 too.
168 too, because James DeGale didn't look that great. Right. So just like you said the other fighter might fight. You said Thurman might fight Jesse. Uh-huh. So I could truly see Golovkin trying to fight James DeGale because he looked flawed in his last two fights. Exactly. So who knows, man. Now when it comes to the Vanes Monterosian situation, I just don't understand. Sergey Derevyevchenko is his number one mandatory. Mm-hmm. Now, when Dominic Wade was his mandatory, when Willie Monroe was his mandatory, he was ready to take the fight immediately. Right. Now Sergey and Lou DiBella came on the show and he said that he said Golovkin knows Sergey. He said they grew up in the amateurs. They both Olympians, so he's a real deal. He high knockout ratio, so he didn't take that fight. So what's your thoughts on him choosing Vanes Monterosian, who's never fought at middleweight, as opposed to his number one contender when he usually fights number one contenders?
I don't know, man. I think he just wants easy fights, man.
You think he wants easy fights?
Can you talk to the mic? We can barely hear you.
I think he need to fight Charlo, man. I think Charlo deserves it. He already beat Danny Jacobs already. Which I feel like that fight could have went to Danny Jacobs. Mm-hmm, I'm gonna be real with you. But I think Charlo's next for him, man. I think he should have picked Charlo.
He should have.
He should have picked Charlo for sure.
Yeah, because he still doesn't have a signature win. Because just because you have the names on your record, like he has Danny, he has Canelo, but both of those fights were controversial wins, though.
Think about it, he haven't really fought nobody. You're right.
Or got a decisive win over.
Dante, just like you said, a while back in your interview with Abel Sanchez, they just have to keep going back to that. Mm-hmm. Hey, which one is more important, legacy or the money?
And he said money. Yeah.
Yes.
And but the crazy thing, the money is going to come from him challenging these young lions.
See, and
he didn't fell into a pit by making that statement because it runs him right into the wall.
Because see,
people got to realize.
Go ahead, Reggie. Go ahead. Go ahead, Reggie.
I was going to say, people got to realize if you're analyzing Gennady Golovkin's entire career, when has he ever sought out the best challenges and the best opposition? He's never done that. So what he's doing now is just throwing, he's just doing what he's used to doing. Mm-hmm. That's why I don't think he's not going to fight Charlo. He's not going to fight the IBF mandatory. He won't fight Jacobs. He's going to try and fight Canelo in September. Depending on what happens there, they might try and do another fight, or he might move up to fight DeGale because that's the easiest fight for him at super middleweight, or he's going to retire.
Or he's
going to try and take on none of these young guys.
Right. Hey, Blue, what do you think? I'm going to answer this question, but I'll let you answer it first. What do you think about fans trying to defend Gennady Golovkin and they don't want him to fight the best competition? They're saying he's too old. They say, he's 36. He doesn't need to fight those fighters. Now I'm gonna answer that myself, but you, Blue, you give me your take on that. I'm gonna hand you the alley hoop on that one.
Man, they already know what it is, man. They know his ass is gonna get starched, and fans been protecting this dude for so long, man. These decaps been out here protecting these dudes for so long. Now, when the water get hot, they want them to get out getting out the tub. They want them to get out the damn house.
Mm-hmm.
So, they know this dude. They know he's gonna get starched. Now, their whole complaint was that the middleweight, You know, it's not Gennadi's fault that there's nobody in the division to fight. It's not going. Okay, well now you got
everybody to fight.
Pick of the litter now. What's the problem?
And let me go ahead and add on to that, Blue. And how does this logically make sense? So they said he's too old to fight Charlo, but he ain't too old to fight Canelo. How does that make any sense? It doesn't make sense. And Floyd Mayweather fought Canelo at 38.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? So how is he all of a sudden old? See, this is the thing. You guys notice when it comes to these fighters on the hope list. Let's be realistic. When it comes to these fighters on the hope list, these are the only fighters that have fans that beg them not to fight the best competition. You guys notice this? From Canelo, when he was at 154, they didn't want him to fight nobody at 154. Now you got Golovkin. They don't want him to fight nobody at 160. You know what I'm saying? It's always these fighters, but they want to praise them as the best. They want to have it both ways. They don't want them to fight the best, but they feel they should be praised as the best. It's just hypocritical in so many ways, man.
Dante.
But
Charlo hasn't fought anyone.
Yeah. He got to get like Vanes Martirosyan. He got to. Oh, wait a minute. Charlo beat Vanes Martirosyan.
He beat him already.
I know.
He beat him already.
That was my setup. God damn.
It's just like the game of chess. It's like no matter what you do, I got you.
Yeah.
Every move you make from this point on, I got you.
And you know, so crazy. You like I was telling you guys before, and I was reporting on it. They saying, oh, as soon as they was asked, he was asked about fighting Andre. Oh no, we ain't fighting no southpaws on short notice.
But Andrew, my thing is with Golovkin saying he ain't fighting no southpaws. I mean, what if his opponent say, oh, he don't want to fight no southpaw? Well, let me switch up and train southpaw and really throw him off. I mean, don't you got to be ready for everything, Andrew?
Yeah, you got to. You know, you got to.
You'll still remember.
Yeah, if you if you're a real fighter, you got to fight. You got to fight the best.
Hold on, Reggie. Go ahead, Andrew.
When you're a real fighter, you know you say you're a champion. You say you're this monster. You got to fight the best. This guy's going down fighting Kell Brook. You know what I'm saying? Having Kell Brook come up to fight him. You know, like it's crazy to me. I think Earl Spence will probably be Triple G at a catch weight.
I think so.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be real with you.
Man, I'm pretty sure. And they get so mad, Andrew. You gonna just don't answer your phone. You're gonna get hate mail. Don't open the door after you say that, boy. But that's the truth, man. They tell you to talking to Mike. No doubt about it. Andrew Errol Spence, he will beat Gennady Golovkin. You know what I'm saying? And y'all could cry, y'all could roll around, slap your damn knee. I don't care. But like you just said, Andrew, if he's willing to fight Kell Brook, why wouldn't he fight Errol Spence? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's just like Canelo was willing to fight Amir Khan. So why don't you fight Errol Spence? If you're going to fight a welterweight, fight the best one if you're going to fight him. You know what I mean? What'd you say?
Path of least resistance.
Yeah. Absolutely. Let's go ahead and take another call, man. Phone lines are lit right now. Hey, Reggie, I'm going to let you go, man. Thanks for calling in, all right, family?
Okay. Yes, indeed, and good shit coming on here, Andrew, man.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
Man.
Thank you, brother.
Yes, indeed.
Thanks, Andrew.
All
right, man. All right. So, here, let me see over here. We got 931. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, my name Ernest. I'm calling from Huntsville, Alabama.
Alabama. Uh-oh, money.
Okay.
He down the street. He might be coming up to get some sugar from you. Yeah.
Represent.
Okay. What's going on, man?
Hey. What's going on, everybody? What's going on, Andrew?
How you doing, brother?
The fights last night, Tank did what I expected. Jamal did what I expected. I'm just sorry. I'm going to make it personal, too. Broner's a jerk. He's a jerk. And stay with me. What he did Thursday at that press conference to Leonard, that did it for me.
Yeah.
That was disrespectful.
Very low class.
That was
very
disrespectful. That was very disrespectful.
Yeah.
To me, it's like when he all of a sudden, attacks him and he says, you ain't got my back. You ain't supporting me. That's like walking up to a random person in the grocery store and saying, you ain't got my back. What have you done for me? You ain't done nothing for me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why do you expect him to do something for you? I mean, You know what I'm saying? It's not logically making sense. You know, I can see if you said that to your cousin, you said that to your mama, you know, you said that to Robert Easter or something, somebody in your crew. But to Leonard Ellaby, that's a random dude. You know what I mean? Just because he part of TNT, it don't make sense, man. Yeah. I don't.
And let me tell you why. Let me tell you why he's a punk in all this, because he squared up on Leonard, who he know could not fight back. But when Jamel got in his face Friday, he folded up like a little kitty kitten. You understand what I'm saying? When Jamel was spitting out all those verbs at him during Jamal's weigh-in, then he didn't say nothing. He didn't go off like he went off on Leonard. That's why I know he's a punk. He's just a punk.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, and once again, it ain't so much hating. It's a difference from speaking the truth and just hating. But once again, I didn't like what he did to Leonard Ellaby, and I didn't like what he did to Jesse. I didn't like what he did to Jesse, because Jesse was coming over to him, and Andrew knows. I mean, when a fight is over, you know what I'm saying? It's like you respect the person more. You know, it's like it's not supposed to be the opposite. But I understand Broner. It was just entertainment for him, and he wanted to just perform. But you shouldn't do that at the expense of a person like that after you fought 12 rounds with him.
What I think about Broner.
Hold on, guys. Let me go ahead, Andrew. One quick. I'm gonna let Andrew just respond real quick. Hold on.
What I think with Broner, man, I think he'd be ashamed of his performance. So, you know, after the performance, when he talks, I feel like he want to sound cool again. He want to make people laugh. But, you know, hey, nobody wasn't feeling him after that performance like that. You know, nobody's not feeling him that whole week when he's in the press conference. He's putting his headphones on on the microphone. You know, like stuff like that. He's carrying himself. He's carrying himself the wrong way. You know, and then he perform like that, and he looks awful. It's like, you know, it makes people don't want to be a fan of him, don't want to watch him no more. And I'm so really surprised that the Barclays is still, you know, having them main event.
Man, and that's the reason why I think. Go ahead, respond, guys.
Okay, Dante, and let me tell you something. I'm 59 years old, and I go back to the March 8, 1971. My first fight I saw, Joe Frazier Ali. Okay, I go back that far. The young guys who I hang with on the boxing end in Huntsville, they tend to like that press conference. I mean, they thought it was funny and they liked it, and I tried to tell them that what Broner did was that you don't know how judges who are going to judge his next fight look at something like that. And if there's a close round, subconsciously in the back of those judges' mind, Broner might not get that round. I mean, you just have to be careful about stuff like that. He just a jerk, and then when Jamel did what he did to him Friday, it only underlined it.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Let me ask Andrew a question. Can I ask Andrew a question?
Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I had heard of you, Andrew. I'm gonna follow you from now on since you're on Dante's. Since you came on Dante's show. I went to BoxRec though, and I looked at your record, and I know you had, since 2015 you hadn't been fighting that much. Is there a reason why, or you've been hurt, or what? I mean.
No, we just had to take the right fights. The promotion, my promotion company, Mayweather Promotions, is basically, barely beginning, and so we got a lot more fighters coming and a lot more shows coming up. So they just want to make the right fights for me and stuff. So
And he just had a big win over a big name, in the last fight, which was a good step in the right direction right there over Steve Cunningham on that Mayweather-Conor McGregor.
That's good. That was back in August, though, and twice in 17, once in 16. That's the only reason I'm asking. I'm not trying to hate or anything. No.
I know. Right. That was a while ago, though. Yeah, that was a while ago. Yeah.
A lot of we've been trying to fight some mandatory fights. So different, in the cruiserweight division, different promoters, different type of things that's going on with the business and the politics. It's kind of hard to make fights for me. Okay. You know what I'm saying? That's worth it.
Okay.
Yep. Hey, well, thanks for calling. Thanks for calling in. I appreciate you, family. All right, man.
All right.
Hey,
All right.
Take
care.
What's up? What's up, Kirk?
I wanted to touch on something the caller brought to my attention in regards to Broner talking about the Mayweather promotions and getting on Leonard. Now, we all know that Gervonta Davis had some issues with Mayweather Promotions who promotes him. And the funny thing is, he's been talking mess about his promotional company, yet he doesn't realize the situations they set him up with. He just fought a guy coming off of, he ain't fought in, a year?
Right.
And he moved up in weight.
Exactly.
Talking about Kayar, whatever, however his name is.
Quayar, yeah.
He moved up in weight.
Quayar.
He moved up in weight. Hasn't fought since he lost to Mares, which was back in 2016. And he's fighting for a vacant title, so now he's a champion again. Yet, Tank is saying that his promotional company is trying to set him up to lose. So I just don't understand that.
I mean,
in that fight right there, no.
Yeah.
Well, that was set up to win all the way.
Well, I mean,
and even
I think both the fights were.
Set him up to win, and by trying to prolong the fight between him and Lomachenko, it's setting him up to win and be successful. So I don't understand that mindset from Tank when he's saying my company's not looking out for me, when they're looks like they're doing everything they can to help you build into a star and have longevity in the sport.
Can I get my?
So I don't understand if it's Broner getting in his head or someone else getting into his head. I just don't understand his mind state.
Andrew, he's with TMT Mayweather Promotions. Your thoughts on this whole situation, Andrew?
My thoughts on the situation. I think a little bit of it could be unappreciative. When it comes to Tank. One thing that Tank said on, I believe it was Twitter. He said, it was like maybe a year ago. He said, "Hey, Floyd's putting me on the shelf."
On the shelf, yeah.
He put that on Instagram. So Floyd, stepped up and gave him a title fight. Now he said that title fight is a setup. I don't think so. Broner-Vargas, I don't think he was a setup, man. I think that he could have beat him just the way he did, clear fashion. I don't think it was a setup. I think Floyd just gave him what he asked for.
And even the Puerto Rican fighter, didn't you say, wasn't there reports that he said that was to get him to lose? But
Pedraza, right?
Pedraza. That didn't seem to me. That's all. That seemed like that was the perfect opponent to face at that point.
Exactly, especially when you're telling people that Floyd's putting you on the shelf. He gave you what you wanted.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a setup.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that situation is a setup. I mean, but what do you think about the whole Floyd Mayweather announcing that Tank was going to fight Lomachenko next if he beats Quayar, and then Tank said I didn't even heard about that.
So when someone's doing something behind someone's back, then that could be a setup. That's more of like, okay, oh, you trying to set me up,
Yeah, I mean, if I'm just saying, if that's true, because I like to ask Floyd. Maybe one of these days we'll get Floyd in the studio. Maybe one of these days. But if Floyd, I would like to ask Floyd. If Tank didn't really know about it, if Tank is telling the truth, then of course, it was little games being played right there. It was a situation where I guess Tank would be forced to be like, oh no, I'm not fighting him next, and I'm not ready for that fight. But once again, I mean, it all depends. If Tank is telling the truth, which I don't see why he would lie about him not knowing about this, so it is what it is. But that's why, like I said, I would like to hear what Floyd has to say about the situation. Go ahead.
Even with Lomachenko, Tank's gone on record saying he wants to fight him. So it's like that's not even.
Well, he said if it's a pay-per-view though, right? To me, he kind of still is insinuating that he doesn't want it right away though. That's always been the indication to me. Is he wants it, but because he even said it. After this fight, if it's pay-per-view, I'll fight him next. He said I wanted to build. He said he wants to build the fight.
Yeah.
Floyd, by way of contrast, said it's next. No matter if it's pay-per-view or not, Floyd's like, that's the next fight.
I think Gervonta has the knockout power to beat Lomachenko.
With the whole Floyd thing, he said, so when Tank was fighting that cat in England, and they had pressed Tank and Floyd about fighting Lomachenko, Floyd was like, well, we'll fight Lomachenko in time. Like, we're going to build Tank up some more and let him get some defenses, on his belt, and then we'll build towards the Lomachenko fight. There's no rush for it because Lomachenko's 30, Tank's, 22, 23. We can build towards that.
Mm-hmm.
Lomachenko's desperate. Tank isn't.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the plan seemed like, but when you would ask Tank, it seemed like he wants to fight Lomachenko now. So now he's saying it's pay-per-view, and he's kind of switched his tune. But it's like, you're saying you want something, but then later down the line, you switch it up and say you want something else. But it looks like your promotional company is trying to build you towards the right path and help you. So I just don't understand where he's coming from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a tough situation. I just hate it. I mean, do you think Tank is trying to get out the contract, Andrew? You think he's trying to leave Mayweather Promotions?
I mean, the way he's been tweeting and stuff like that, I think so, maybe, but I believe in Tank, man. He's a great fighter, man.
Oh, absolutely.
He's a two-time world champion. I think he needs to fight the best now. Lomachenko, it makes sense. He's still young, man. He's very strong. So hey, you got to fight the best. Two-time world champ, man. Go ahead and get it, man. I think he has the knockout power to beat Lomachenko. Lomachenko, you can't sit down on him. He's a great fighter, man. One of the best ever.
Mm-hmm.
You have to give Tank his chance because he has that power.
He has the power. I'd still believe it's like him jumping from high school to the pros right now. I just think he need a couple more fights before he get in there with Loma, because Loma is extremely, extremely special. But you're right. He has Tank has the power, and don't get me wrong. He probably has the best chance out of a lot of these fighters. To possibly beat him and land the shot. He would. We seen what Salido did to Lomachenko, and if Tank was an aggressive fighter like that, I do notice that Lomachenko usually does better though against fighters shorter than him, and smaller than him. So, and I'm thinking that Tank would be shorter than Loma. He likes to use all them, the angles, the foot movement. He likes to use his range and everything. So, we'll see, man. We'll see what happens in that situation, but we'll take another call before I let my man Andrew Tabiti out of here. The Beast is in the studio. You guys want to call? You want to ask him a question? You got anything on your mind? Go ahead and call in, guys. Undefeated Andrew Tabiti gonna be fighting out here May 11th against Latif Coyote on an all Mayweather Promotions card out here in Las Vegas, y'all. He in the studio. That's what it is. Let's take another call. We got 404. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, this is Q, brother. I'm from Stone Mountain. How y'all doing today?
What's going on, Q? All right. What's on your mind, Q?
Hey, first off, Mr. Money Power, I heard your interview on YouTube that you did about a couple of weeks ago. That was a great interview to know the history and the background of you and your son. So thank you for that interview.
Hey, thanks for the good words. Really appreciate that now. All right.
Yes, sir. Also, it's a good card when Oscar De La Hoya himself tweets out, "Hey, Showtime is putting on some really good boxing." That the tables have turned. HBO is pretty much dead over there. I was saying that. I was looking at the interview with Fight Hub TV, and after Adrian Broner said that, hey, he would probably try to move down to 140 to try to win a belt, or if he fought anybody that was at 147, they would have to come down to 144 to fight him. I agree with everybody that he doesn't have. It's not a trainer problem. He really has a problem with pulling the trigger, because when you looked at the fight, you heard Coach Cav say, "Hey, he's there to get hit, and you not hitting him. Let your hands go." And he's just like looking at him like a deer in the headlight. And I was like, man, if you can't get it done against Vargas, who's not a big puncher, he knocked out Saddam Ali, but other than that, he's not a big puncher. You're gonna have some real issues, because like you said, if you go down to 140, I think it was the first or the second caller was like, "Prograde, man, that's a damn body bag," because the way Adrian Broner talk trash and the way Prograde attitude is set up, that's not gonna work, because Prograde would take that personal and really try to knock him in the next week. So that's not a good fight for AB. Yeah. So saying that, and is it me? I don't know if anybody else caught this, but man, Gary Russell Jr., when he was talking during his interview, it just really seemed like everybody was just looking at him like, "Bro, you lying." Because it's like, do you not want to fight anybody? Like, you don't have 126 belt for a minute, and the only person
what are you talking about, Gary Russell?
Was Lomachenko. Yeah.
Well, Gary Russell about to fight JoJo Diaz next.
Oh yeah,
that's in Canada. They the two best fighters. They the two best fighters at 126, in my opinion.
Right, but it's like years before he's been holding on, like not fighting anybody. And it just seemed like when my man asked him, he was like, "Well, who you want to fight?" And he was like, "Well, I'll fight the winner out of Leo Santa Cruz, because I fought him back, and that's the reason why he didn't go to the Olympics." And Earl Spence was just looking at him like, "Man, you using the same excuse everybody using, like they don't want to fight me. It's always something like." It's only a few guys that want to fight for legacy. And Errol Spence Jr., man, I just really feel bad for him, because it's like you can tell the dude just really want to be the best, and I don't think he's going to get that chance, man.
That is unfortunate, and I really wish that they would. I truly believe, once again, hey man, thanks for your call, man. I'm gonna get to another one. All right, we're gonna talk about everything you just brought up right now. Thanks, man. Take care, man. Andrew, that is kind of sad, Errol Spence situation, man. I mean, maybe he might be forced to move up. The question is, if Keith Thurman, he keep getting these injuries. Keith had already said before the last injury, it might not be the 2019 that he fights Errol. Now he has another injury that prolongs it even more. You got all the other welterweight fighters who don't want to fight him. Right. What do you think is going to happen in that situation?
Man, I think Keith Thurman need to be stripped off the belt, man. All them injuries, man. If you don't accept the date of the mandatory fight, man, you need to be stripped, man. That's what's going on. You need to be stripped. But I think on Earl Spence, man, I think he needs to go up. Just go up, man. He could just, he could do that too. I think he can dominate 154. But I know he want all the belts at 47 first. Someone like what Floyd did, you be unified champion. Undisputed champion at 47, then move up.
Go ahead, E.
But I see Earl Spence going all the way to 160.
Yeah,
in his career,
he could possibly do. I just hope though, Andrew, he don't have to just skip past welterweight because nobody will fight him.
Right.
Hopefully, they can put enough pressure on these other fighters to either, like you said, surrender, give up the belts. And then he moves up. But if he has to bypass the Keith Thurman fight, which unfortunately now it look like it'll never happen.
Well, everybody that's you put Earl Spence's name, anybody, nobody want to talk about him. Nobody want to say anything. Ask what Danny Garcia about Earl Spence. Nah. Sean Porter, he's a good fighter, but you ask about him. Nah, I don't want to fight him.
Yeah.
Adrian Broner, nobody wants to fight.
It's only Terrence Crawford.
Yeah, Terrence is the only
Terrence
fighter.
One. Yeah,
Terrence is the only one.
And does he have a belt at 147?
No, he's about to fight Jeff Horn. He will have a belt.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna do the same thing with Terrence. If he looks impressive against Jeff Horn, nobody gonna want to fight Terrence either. So those are gonna be the only two fighters that's gonna fight each other. Like I said, only in boxing. Like I said, because in every other sport, you get a conclusion at the end of the season. You get the Super Bowl. You get the finals. In boxing, the Super Bowl could be prolonged for 3 seasons. So it's unfortunate, man. Right. But once again, go ahead.
I was gonna say with Terrence Crawford, what's going on with the promotion for him? Top Rank is not even promoting him properly.
Yeah,
I think he's gonna be fighting on ESPN Plus or something.
What
was
up with that? They said that they're about to create some pay-per-view on ESPN now. That's gonna suck, man, because. They were
ESPN Plus.
See, that sucks, man, because they were already going in the right direction. Yeah. Why did they have to do that? You putting fights on free TV. I'm at the gym working out. I go to restaurants and I'm seeing fights pop up on the TV. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how you get more fans to follow the sport. But once again, man, we'll see what happens with the situation. We'll see what happens with the situation with Terrence Crawford. You're right; they're not really promoting him. A lot of people don't really know about the tickets, on sale or anything like that. But once again, I got my man. The Beast is in the studio. My man Andrew Tabiti just came off of a great win, as you see in that image right there. Him dominating Steve Cunningham. I'm gonna go ahead and let you get up out of here. Anything you want to say to the fans, man? Anything else on your mind? And once again, let them know the date that they can watch you in May, man.
So I'm gonna be fighting May 11th at the Sam's Town Casino, Las Vegas. Fighting Latif Coyote. It should be on Bounce TV. I'm the co-main. I'm just trying to come bring fireworks. And this year bring the American the cruiserweight champion back. You know what I'm saying? So, that's the plan.
That's the plan right there. Let them know where they can follow you too, man.
Follow me, Andrew_Tabiti on Instagram. Thank you.
That's what it is, man. So y'all heard it from my man. I'm gonna let him get up out of here, guys. We're gonna take a quick little break. Kirk and you guys, if you want to stir up a conversation real quick, I'm gonna let my man up out the studio. All right, you guys. See you in a minute.
It's like, how many people have ESPN Plus? I forgot I even had an account with ESPN Plus. Now, if you were talking about Sling TV, Hulu, something that already has ESPN packaged in with it, that'll work. But ESPN Plus, it's its own entity. I'm like, wow, okay.
Yeah, to me, it's kind of like the 99-cent store. They advertise at 99 cents. And then all of a sudden they change their mind, and now it's $3.99. You know what I mean? I mean, the whole reason you were going there is because it was 99 cents. And that's the situation once again. That really breaks my heart, man, because I thought we were on to something, big. Pacquiao versus Jeff Horn on free TV. Terrence Crawford versus Ndongo on free TV. So that basically means that now I don't know if it means ESPN they don't want to pay for it anymore. I don't understand that though, because
it's greed. It's greed. I think someone found an avenue for that, especially through like Hulu or Sling TV. They were like, something. They already have that set up. Let's try something else. Hey, we're going to make ESPN Plus, or better yet, it was already there, but now we can really put emphasis on it now, and then we can make them pay for it on the outside of these other packages that are already out there.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, man.
Does anyone know Terrence Crawford's contract situation with Top Rank? Like, do you know if he can buy himself out? Because he needs to get out of there.
Oh, yeah, he can always do that. He can always buy himself out because that's what Floyd did. That's what Oscar De La Hoya did. I mean, there's no doubt about it, man. Terrence needs to be with Al Heyman, man. There's no doubt about it. He needs to be with Al Heyman. Al is making everybody a star. You notice, especially when it comes to the Barclays Center, man. I've been over there covering all those fights out there, and no matter who goes over there and fights, the crowd is always lit. The atmosphere is always electric over there. From Deontay Wilder to Charlo, everybody, they do good over there.
It's electrical.
Yeah, man.
Oh, my goodness,
man. So this is where I believe Terrence needs to be, man. He needs to be over there with Al Heyman because, he's not being promoted the right way. And once again, man, this is a really sad situation when we always talk about the coincidental list, because you have all of these fighters on the coincidental list right now. Like, look at what Tank just did. Look at what Charlo just did. You know what I mean? And they are not getting the type of reception that they're supposed to be getting. They're not getting the big drama show reception. You know what I'm saying? They're not getting the Mexican style reception. They're not getting it. So it's just funny to me that these fighters are giving the fans what they claim they wanted to see, and still, they ain't got nothing to say. You read the comments, in all of the videos after Charlo knocks out this cat and Davis knocks out this cat, they all quiet. All they saying when it comes to Charlo is, Golovkin shouldn't fight him. You know what I'm saying?
Now Centino, he had that sensational knockout over Emmanuel Aline last year. Now all of a sudden,
he was a bum.
Nothing.
Yeah, he was a bum.
He was a bum. Automatically reduced to a bum. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. When people were standing behind this guy saying, this guy really has a chance against Charlo. I didn't believe that he did, but you could see how a lot of other people actually believed that, and all of a sudden, he gets wiped out real quick. Major agony of defeat. Now all of a sudden, he's a bum.
Yeah.
Man, that's so
and what people don't realize, too, not was it just Charlo's power, but his his reaction and his ability to adjust, and how he threw that left hook and changed the trajectory, and made it more so of an enclosed tight hook to catch.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's just beautiful watching him fight.
Oh yeah. And once again, and I want to, you know what? Matter of fact, let me go ahead and take another call. This you guys been on hold for quite some time. I appreciate you guys waiting on hold. We got 760. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from?
My name is Jerome. I'm calling from Virginia.
What's going on, Jerome? What's on your mind, man?
Not much. And not much. Actually, I just want to speak about what happened this weekend.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. First and foremost, man, I want to say Adrian Broner fought the hardest opponent on the card.
That's true.
We're talking about someone at 147 knocked out Saddam Ali and finished him for a title. And the opponent that he fought when he finished Miguel Cotto. And that being said, with Tank, me personally, I think he was the best fighter on that card. I think he just has the composure and he has the talent to be a superstar. It kind of made me smile, man, because when he did the interview, he spoke and he did his thing and that stuff like that. So, Charlo, he's an animal, man. He's a total animal. And I don't think anyone at 160 wants that kind of problem right now. And I do think him and his brother has something going on. His brother, he goes out in spectacular fashion. His brother goes out and ups him. You know what I'm saying? Both of those opponents, the last opponents that they fought, Erickson Lubin and Centennial, they both were knocked out in the second round, and their minds were detached from their bodies.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They were trying to get up in the first round, but I got you. It was early and it was devastating in both cases. Oh yeah, no denying it. Right. Lubin was first round. My apologies.
It's
okay.
It's a friendly competition,
but I know what you mean.
But it's a friendly competition between the Charlo brothers. They keep trying to.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think that's a interesting plot. It's an interesting story right there.
Mm-hmm.
Showtime has a lot going on. They have the Charlo brothers. They have Adrian Broner, they have Earl Spence, they have Danny Garcia, and the list goes on and on and on and on. I believe Adrian Broner, I feel like he edged out the fight last night. It was still close, but it was something. He still carried the show on. He actually carried the whole card from him speaking, regardless if it was negative or it was positive. He still carried the whole event. He did. Like people can't deny that. People are upset with the things that he do and that stuff like that, but he carried the card. So when those numbers come back and they're amazing numbers, you have to thank Adrian Broner for that, regardless of what the outcome was last night. I mean, people just want it. I feel like what do y'all think?
No, I agree with what you're saying, and I'll stick to what I said earlier. Like I said, we need someone like Adrian Broner in the sport. I just feel, he needs to be careful. He doesn't want to overdo certain things. That's all I'm saying. Right. Once again, like I said, he didn't have to go after Leonard Ellerbe. He didn't have to treat Jesse Vargas the way he did. I mean, you redact that from the situation, then, it wasn't that bad of a situation. It's just you don't want to leave a bad taste in people's mouth. You want it to be entertaining. Like, for example, what Muhammad Ali did, it was fun. It was entertaining. You liked him for it. He shows up at Sonny Liston's media workout, but he knew his limits. He wasn't going to punch the dude. He wasn't going to spit on him. He wasn't, he wasn't going to go too far. And just
you don't think he went too far with Joe Frazier?
No, I mean, I don't think it went too far. I mean, were you talking about the whole monkey thing and all that kind of stuff? You know what? You're absolutely right. Maybe when he said that, maybe that was a little too far. I agree with you. When he said that,
Was it a little too far, or was it too far?
It was too
if
far.
It's too far. We can't measure too far. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. You're right.
No, far, it was a little too far.
I agree with
you.
Was
it too far?
I agree with you. It was too far. Sonny Liston was okay.
I think it was too far. I think it was too far. But a difference between Ali and Broner is Ali, he could back up the checks he was cashing.
Yeah. But my thing is, I mean, at this point, Ali has more losses than Broner. But my thing is, when you say something, you say but, you just negated what you just said.
No, you are right.
My thing is,
you're right. I'm agreeing with you.
You disagree with you. You know, I'm sorry. I just have to disagree with you. The number of losses to me means absolutely nothing. It is, you can take Ali, okay, and this is the litmus test that no one can deny. You can take Ali in his oldest form before he passed away. You can take him and set him anywhere in the world. People will come and flock to him. You take Adrian Broner and do the same thing, you see what happens. Nothing.
But he's
no one's going to come flock to him. No one's going to.
But he's the person that's the highest viewed on Showtime.
I mean, no.
Sure.
Well, I mean,
there's no denying that.
Wait, hold on.
Let me ask you this much. Let me just ask you this much. What type of?
Why hasn't he got a pay-per-view yet? If the star power is that great, I mean, I get what you're saying, but it's.
No, but my thing is, you asking me a question that you already know. Why is there any pay-per-view? Gennady Golovkin did 150 pay-per-views.
Well,
Canelo, he's the only one. That's it. We know the landscape. Like, no one's going to do a pay-per-view and sell out in this type of landscape. We're talking about social media. We're talking about Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat.
Well, let me ask you.
You can go through all of that all you want. Adrian Broner is on borrowed time, whether you may realize that or not. Okay, if I was Coach Cunningham, I would leave him immediately. Let me just say it this much: if I'm telling you what to do in the corner, and your other coach had told you the same thing, but you're failing all the way around, it's not them, it's you. You are your own problem. Be it Adrian Broner. This guy's on borrowed time. But eventually that's going to get old, and people are just going to move on to something else.
All right. Okay. So now let's talk about Adrian, the businessman, right? So once again. Okay, Adrian did what Adrian does. He sold the fight. So now with Showtime, they're just they're doing a great job.
He put Charlo, but your undercard people are showing you up.
And
they're showing you up.
But that's the point though.
Well, why
would you not put?
Let me hold on. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you.
But my thing, why would you not expose those two fighters to Adrian Broner's fans? If you know if his demise is coming soon, though. So now Adrian Broner fans, whoever was watching, as many people that was probably watching, because I believe there was a lot that was watching. Now they're exposed to the Tank Davises and the Charlos and that stuff like that. So now his fans becomes their fans.
Yeah. But let me ask you this. Now, once again, you're right when it comes to the star power of Adrian Broner. He is one of the biggest stars in the sport. The numbers are going to be good when they come out. But do you think, though, like I said, the whole thing with Leonard Ellaby, the whole thing with, how he treated Jesse Vargas after the fight, I'm just saying, do you think maybe he should have calmed down on that situation, or what do you think about that?
I mean, I'm 30 now, right?
Uh-huh.
So I watched the press conferences with Oscar De La Hoya and Mayweather. I'm accustomed to seeing that. Mayweather went in on Oscar De La Hoya. He went in. We talking about when the beginnings of 24/7 and all that stuff like that.
But I personally like that. And something else. The only difference with Ali is when Ali was, when he was clowning his opponents, it was just his opponents. He wasn't clowning like the promoter, the manager, or it was just the fighter. And then after the fight, Ali was cool with you. Same thing with Mayweather. Mayweather, he sold the fight. After the fight was over, he came over, embraced Oscar De La Hoya. He showed him love and everything. So I'm just saying there are limits. to selling the fight and everything.
You saying Adrian Broner didn't do that with Jesse Vargas?
No,
he didn't shake his hand. He didn't embrace him.
No, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Did you see what happened? Did you see what happened in the post-fight interview with Jim Gray?
In the interview, was there an embracing in the interview?
He embraced him. He told him I beat him last, and then said some shit about Mexicans and made other comments. I mean, he embraced him after that.
And that's all.
It was after that. Sure.
And once again, if this is a team effort, what we doing right now, and if we want AB to succeed or whatever.
The thing about it is Adrian Broner carried the card, though. He carried the show.
I'm agreeing with you. Nobody's disagreeing with that.
On that card that carried the show. Adrian Broner carried the whole show.
Nobody's disagreeing with you.
When the numbers come out, you cannot say this person. You have to say Adrian Broner carried the card.
Nobody's disagreeing with you when it comes to that, though. Nobody's disagreeing with you when it comes to that. All I'm saying to you is, once again, change some of the jokes up. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Change some of the jokes up, and make sure you targeting the right people when you make the jokes. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So it has nothing to do with. Go ahead, Kurt.
To emphasize Dante's point, like at that the post-fight interview, at that point the viewers were already tuned in. Like, so why go out of your way to say what he said? That just, that it's not necessary. The fight's already we're already tuned in. Like, why are you going to add to that to say that dumb shit he said?
Yeah, it's just critiquing. That's all it's doing right now. All we doing right now. Because once again, I do want to see AB be entertaining. I do want to see him, build up the fight, make us think that he beefing with 6ix9ine, and make him messing with Paulie Malignaggi's girl leading up to the fight. All of these antics are great to sell the fight. But I'm just saying, you got to know when to hold and when to fold. Is all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but I mean, no person is perfect at that and that stuff like that, especially when you're in that kind of limelight.
Absolutely.
So now you got Andrew Tabiti that's sitting next to you. They say that we don't need that in that sport. They shouldn't put him back on Showtime and blase.
Did he say that?
To your sport, though.
Did he say they shouldn't put him on Showtime?
So they can see you. It's not his fault that Andrew Tabiti is fighting once a year. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not his fault. That's your promoter's fault. You know what I'm saying? The same promoter Tank is having issues with. It was the same promoter that another TMT fighter just went out today and was spewing, was also saying some bad things about how Mayweather was promoting him and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you, man.
Let me just say this.
Yeah.
You're not going to sell AB on everyone. You're not going to sell AB on everyone. His idea. That's what I'm saying. Regardless of
let me you can't tell Andre Ward on everybody. Andre Ward is a cut.
Wait. What does this have to do with Andre Ward?
That's the example of a boxer right now.
Wait.
You know what I'm saying?
It's the concept of what you're trying to sell. No, people have their own people's champion. Some people are going to see AB. Some people are going to see, like you just said, Andre Ward. Some people are going to see these people or that person.
I think
regardless of numbers, people are going to go their way the way that they feel, regardless of what you or me or anyone else would say.
But the numbers don't lie though. AB is putting the
all right, guys. We like I said, nobody is disagreeing about the numbers, but we going in circles now. But thanks, man. I appreciate you calling in, man. And ain't nothing wrong with having a different opinion. So have a good one, though. All right, man.
All right, you too.
All right, take care, man. Yeah, I mean, my thing is I don't understand the Andre Ward comparison. I mean, because
me neither. That had nothing to do with it.
Because Andre Ward, he hasn't done anything to warrant, how he's received.
No,
you know what I mean. So that's not the same situation.
Yeah,
that's not the same situation. But once again, I mean, the whole thing is when it comes to AB, nobody is disagreeing with his drawing power. That was never the conversation. That was never even the conversation. We never opened the show up saying, "What about that drawing power?" I don't think he's doing that much. When it comes to drawing, fans, we never even talked about that. So if we're gonna have a disagreement, you can't create your own narrative and argue against it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's not what. Yeah, that's not what we're doing. Go ahead, Kirk.
And even just in regards to AB, as we're new media. We're journalists, so I mean, we're not supposed to have biases for fighters or
absolutely,
or whatever, but,
absolutely. Absolutely.
Right.
For Adrian Broner, as a Black American, as a fellow Black American, I do want to see him win. I want to see him succeed.
Yeah.
Everything that we're saying is an assessment of the situation. That's all that it is.
And I'm glad you just brought that up, Kirk, because you're right. That's what new media is all about. New media is about everybody getting treated the same. You know what I mean? Regardless, you know, if you the best, you the best, regardless of who you are, where you come from, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You know, we not saying because y'all didn't let us sit in the bus now in the front of the bus, now we gonna sit on the front and we gonna make you sit in the back. No, that's not how it's gonna be. Everybody gonna sit wherever they want to sit. You know what I'm saying? That's what we trying to do over here. So yeah, so it ain't so much, you know, just riding off of a cliff with somebody because they can't get right. You know what I'm saying? That's not what it is. You know, if you can't get right, you can't get right. And we're gonna have to talk about it, regardless of who you are at the end of the day. So, you know, that's just what it is, man. But anyway, guys, we're gonna get ready to wrap it up, man. Let's try to do about 10, 15 more minutes and get up out of here. I know my man Blue, you gotta get up out of here, right, Blue? In a little bit. Yeah, Blue, you sit there? Oh, he already out. Okay, so I guess we could go 3 hours now. No, no, we gonna wrap it up in another 15 minutes. Let's try to take some more calls, get some reactions. Okay, we got 571. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from? 571.
Hey, how you doing, Dante?
All right, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on? Hey, listen, I've been listening to your show. I like what you guys are doing.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, man.
Hey, I want to make a few comments. I definitely agree with what you guys said about the last caller. You just can't keep doing the same old thing. I was just talking to some friends yesterday about Kevin Hart, and I'm like, he plays the same roles over and over again. Pretty soon you get tired of watching him playing the same role.
Character, same role. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Right, exactly. So with Adrian Broner, same thing. I mean, my thing is this here. If you're trying to be the next Floyd, you got to carry yourself a certain way. So I definitely agree with you on that there. Mm-hmm. And also I want to talk about, I watched one of your videos earlier today when you was interviewing Triple G's trainer.
Abel Sanchez, okay.
You put him on the spot about him not wanting to fight what is his name?
Charlo. Jamal Charlo.
Charlo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And how you put him on the spot and how he was just kept basically saying just the same old thing, pretty much. He just don't want to fight the guy. I mean, he just don't want to just take that chance because he knows that Charlo's a threat.
Uh-huh.
So,
Actually, he said Charlo ain't fought nobody. He said, who has Charlo fought at middleweight? But now Charlo has 2 knockouts at middleweight, and Vanes Monterosian has never fought anyone at middleweight. So that's what I'm saying, man. All you got to do is give a lot of these cats a microphone and let them do all the work. You just give them a microphone and let them do all the damn work. I mean, it's much easier to remember the truth than telling a lie, because once you tell one lie, you got to continue to tell more lies to defend the original lie. And that's the situation right now. That's the situation for Golovkin. He probably made Golovkin look even worse by that defense. You know what I'm saying? With friends like that, you may not need somebody like us around. You know, so that's what it is, man. But thanks for calling in, though, man. Appreciate it, man.
All right, brother.
All right, brother. Take care, man. All right, so I'm gonna try to run through a couple calls, guys, before we get out of here, because the phone lines are flooded right now. We got 516. What's that, Oaktown? Is that Bay Area?
This is actually Coach Carl from the Star City Boxing. I talked to you a couple of times.
Okay.
Already from out New York. This is my cell phone line before I called up my home line.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's New York. Okay. That's what's up. What's going on? What's going on, man?
Dante, how you doing, Mr. Powell? But you got your man Kirk on there as well, right?
What's up?
Yeah, I just want to talk about that. I want to talk about that last caller with the young dude, with that young guy. See, that's part of the reason, the problem you have with the young guys. They're going to view it a certain way. It's like it would be like the LL Cool J versus Cannabis thing. They're going to always go with the way the way that they see boxing now. You know, like you see how he brought up Floyd Mayweather that era that's going that ushered in, like with Floyd and Oscar De La Hoya. So they like that type of stuff. That's why he's leaning towards Broner the way that he's doing.
Right.
The simple fact of the matter is the way boxing is set up now, it's a lot different than the way it used to be. Like, so you see, like we're talking about the boxing aspect, how Broner looks. We ain't talking nothing about who's carrying the fight, or who's selling the fight. You're talking about what's actually going on with him as a fighter and how he's looking. And he's looking at, well, he's carrying the fight, like he's carrying the promotion, which he really isn't. Which he really isn't carrying the promotion. You know what I'm saying? Honestly speaking, there's other people that was there to see Charlo and Tank Davis fight. Why? Because those guys are better fighters at this point in their career. So the fans is coming to actually see them fight. They're not coming there for his promotion. A lot of people, they don't have confidence in Broner anymore because they think he's done. You understand? So they really actually coming to see those younger guys fight because they're actually fighting very well at this point in their careers. And also, what I want to deal with is, you remember earlier when you had Andrew Tabiti on there, and the guy asked a question about why he's not fighting as much as it is. It's the state of boxing that the sport is in now. It's not like back 40, 50 years ago when you had a lot of fights happening on a regular basis. Like, where I'm from here in New York, back in the days, it was fight shows all the time, amateur and pro, but it's just not like that anymore. So that's why you have so many fighters nowadays having long breaks in between their fights because, like I told you before when we talked, Dante, the money in boxing is ridiculous now. So you ain't got to fight all the time no more. You understand? Back in the days when I was an amateur boxer, I don't know if you guys remember. Any of your guys ever knew Lee Blackmore? He trained Trevor Burdick when he fought Mike Tyson. He was the head trainer in that corner. Now I know him when I was a little boy. He used to fight, and he fought one. I think Custom Model American. He told me one time he fought 35 times in a year. He said they was fighting like 3 times a week or something like that. But of course the money was much lower than so you gotta fight.
That's Sugar Ray Leonard,
Sugar Ray Robinson, and all of them cats. Yeah, they was fighting damn near 3 times a week.
Right. Come on, let's be realistic. So the state of the game is a lot different now. So it depends. If fighters could fight more, you know.
Yeah. No, I hear.
To a certain day.
I hear you, bro, and I don't mean to cut you off, bro, but I got to get to some more calls, brother. But thanks, man. I appreciate you setting dudes straight, man. I thank you, man. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
All right, man. All right, bro.
Take care.
All right. So yeah, man. You know, everybody. I like that. You got people, calling in to respond to other callers and stuff. That's cool, man.
Right.
That's real cool. We almost out of here, guys. Let's go to another one. 845. What's going on? What's your name? Where you calling from? 845. You there?
What up?
What's up, man? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Charles D in the chat as always, chilling.
All right. What's good, man? What's on your mind?
Not much, man. I was at the fight yesterday, and I saw some funny shit because AD was talking all that crazy shit, and my man is getting sent to jail for like 3 years or whatever. So we went to Lust to go, send him off right. And AB was in the club.
AB was in the club. You talking about after the fight? You talking about before the fight?
No. After the fight. It was
okay.
It was like 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. And what happened?
Yeah, but AB was talking all that reckless shit at the Barclay, but when he got the Lust, that nigga was so goddamn humble.
Well,
like that nigga did not talk no shit to nobody.
Well, yeah, but I mean, once again, we already know it's a performance, though. I mean, we know it's a performance. We know it's.
It wasn't a performance because I was backstage when he was talking that shit to Charlo, and he was talking that shit to. Charlo
was talking the shit to AB. AB was just responding to it. He was responding to it. I mean, but even when Broner was talking to Jesse right after the fight, and he was saying all that, in front of Jim Gray, I beat your ass. Look at your face. Look at your face. When he was saying all of that, right after that, they got out of the ring and they were standing next to each other, hugging each other. You know what I mean? So that speaks to the point that you're talking about when it comes to the club. Where he's more reserved and everything at the club. Right.
That ED stands for always bipolar, because when he got to the club, that nigga didn't want no smoke. He was talking a whole bunch of shit at Lust, and he ain't want no smoke with nobody in there.
Oh man, he said, did you say always bipolar? Is that what you just said? Jesus, man.
Yes, he did. That had me rolling.
Bipolar, man. That nigga didn't want no problem.
Always bipolar. God damn. That's a new one if I ever heard one. But anyway.
He was sitting and he was talking shit, but then shit started coming to him. Like, he started putting 2 + 2 together. He was like, oh, okay, this shit ain't working for me. And he got the fuck up out of there quick.
Yeah. I hear you, man. Hey, well, thanks for sharing the story, man. Thanks for sharing the story, man. I'm gonna get to another one. All right, man. Take care. All right, bro. All right, man. No. All right. Yeah, man. People split down the middle when it comes to AB, man. It's like people don't know how to take, his behavior. They just don't know how to take it. I mean, it's just. People all over the place with it, and I can understand the confusion. Because it's like, to me, it's like people rooting for him, but it's like, once again, when you overdo it, people they don't like that. People don't like certain things, and that's true. That's just what it is, man. One more call, man. I'll take one more, man. Too bad I couldn't get to everybody, man. We got 410. What's your name? Where you calling from, man?
Hey, what's going on, Dante, man? It's Break Down to Demo, man.
All right, what's going on, family?
Man, nothing much, man. Hey, man, listen, and you know what I mean, the OG money pile and everything. What's up, OG?
Man, what's happening?
Nothing much, Playboy. I'm gonna say this though. It's gonna be controversial, but listen, I disagree with all the black dudes that's calling in that's bashing AB, man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I'm just going to say it all the time. Everybody has a right to their opinion. But this is what I'm saying on it. Like, back in the 80s, you know what I'm saying? Not too many Puerto Ricans really rocked with the Camacho and his antics and what he did. But they ain't never write into no, media back in the day, no boxing writers bashing, had the Camacho and what he was doing. It seemed like we the only race that wants to sit up there. And do I like everything that AB does? No, I don't. He's a black man out here trying to take care of his family. Yes, it's some selling points to what he do, but at the same time, kids rock with what he does. The younger generation rock with what he does. You know what I'm saying? The man out here trying to take care of his kids and his family. Who am I to sit up there judge this man's behavior? People saying, he should act a certain way. That's them Abel Sanchez talking points, man. He should act a certain way.
No, I wouldn't go that far as compared to Abel.
I wouldn't. That ain't nowhere near.
That ain't nowhere near the same. That ain't nowhere near the same. But I feel where you're going though.
Man,
go ahead.
Okay.
We all got a right to say what we say as far as the opinion, or whatever the case may be. But it's this rhetoric out here that if you're a black fighter, you gotta act a certain way in order to be accepted, man. And it seems like decafs and stuff like that always like to target boxers of it. Let's just say hip hop type boxers. Let's just say like the Charlo twins, like AB, like Tank. Because I hate when people bash Tank and how he talk, thing like that. Because I'm from B-More. You know what I'm saying? Tank is universally loved here. Like, people don't understand when he fights, crime goes down, and this is no BS. What I'm saying, dude, like the shooters and stuff that be in the city, the real dudes, the BGF guys and stuff like that, they don't be on that stuff. When Tank fight, people come out to the Barclays Center. People are in the house looking at Tank fight, man. You know what I'm saying? So.
I hear what you're saying, bro. I completely hear what you're saying. I mean, like I said, I think.
Say this, one more thing.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say this one last thing. I know y'all want to get out of here, man. I'm gonna say this though. As far as the Charlo, as far as Jamal Charlo, man, I rocks with the Charlo twins heavy. And I just think at the end of the day, they're going to come up decabs once again. Going to come up with Abel Sanchez talking points talking about he should act a certain way. Listen, not every cat going to act like Anthony Joshua. Not every black fighter going to always be as comfortable to your screen as you want it to be. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, cats are going to be who they are, where they come from. Like Deontay Wilder, for example. Deontay Wilder is who he is. He's going to talk that shit, and he's going to be confident in what he does. And it's not going to really make people feel comfortable in what he talks. But at the end of the day, he is who he is. I just don't think we can. In this show, whatever the case may be, I just wish that more black people, you know, we back each other. You know what I'm saying? I don't.
I think that was said on the telecast altogether that, you know, on the podcast that, hey, we all are for him. There's no one that said, oh, I want to see him fail. None of us have said that. But when you go out there and you start talking about other races of people, and you say some really off-the-wall stuff, there are limits, though. I mean, I see where it comes from. But there are limits, though.
And I don't think we can compare. Oh no, I was going to get to those. No, hey, I appreciate you.
Most definitely.
I appreciate you, family.
I rock with you 1,000%, man. And y'all fellas, please be safe, man, because I love the show, and hopefully,
good stuff.
I'm back here next Sunday, and y'all back here.
And what's your name in the super? And what's your name again in the super chat, bro?
Man, Ray Sean Smith.
Oh, Ray Sean Smith. Got you, family. And I read you. You was the one that said any black dudes that's bashing AB, they cooning. That was one of the comments I read when Andrew Tabiti was here. Yeah, I read that one. Unless you put another one in here, but anyway, okay. Ray Sean, I didn't read.
We trying to support AB, man. We trying to support him. Calling it how I see it.
Yeah.
Like me and AB, we're in the same age group, so I mean, I'm definitely with him. But it's like, you do certain things.
Yeah, we got to say something because like I said, if listen, let me just say this, man. We cannot compare because I hear him like the other caller. He compared him to Andre Ward. My man Ray Sean. Shout out to him. But he compared him to Deontay Wilder and all that. I'm just saying, Broner is in a situation where we can't really compare him to these fighters because Broner is in his own. He's in his own boat right now with his antics, with the certain things that he does. You know what I mean? When it comes to fighters like Charlo trying to get a shot at Gennady Golovkin, that's the stuff, we really fighting for. That's what's right. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to Ward being called SOB and he ain't did nothing to nobody. You know what I'm saying? He ain't did nothing to nobody and people still hating him. And we scratching our head like, what do we not see? When we see fighters on a coincidental list getting vicious knockouts and they're not getting the credit for it, that's the main stuff we expose here. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, but when it comes to AB, like I keep telling people, there is a limit, to your entertainment, to however you want to entertain the fans, there's a limit. And all I'm trying to do is help critique him. And something else, man, is AB should also show love to the reporters that has his back. You know what I'm saying? Because I always hear AB talking about, y'all don't care about me, y'all got my back. But whose back do you have is what I want to know. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I want to see AB show love to some of the reporters that show love to him instead of treating them all the same. So, I mean, it's just different, with the whole AB situation. And, yeah, we all want to see him succeed and all that kind of stuff. But, at the same time, AB, if he going to say something about Leonard Ellaby, nothing's going to stop him from saying that. He going to say whatever's on his mind. So, he just has to expect that people are going to say when sometime his antics are overboard, and that's just what it is. Like I said, I don't like when I see Jesse Vargas looking at AB at the end of the fight, like, ready to congratulate him and he gets thrown off guard because AB is dissing him and clowning him. I don't like that kind of stuff. It got nothing. It has nothing to do with, riding for somebody. It's just something if your kid, you see your kid acting up at school and he ain't, he making himself look bad or whatever, you're going to tell him, hey, man, that was wrong what you did right there. You know what I'm saying? It's called tough love. It's called tough love. So that's what that is. But anyway, hey, let me also go ahead and shout out some more people since my man did remind me. It is some new lieutenants that jumped in that DBN tank when I wasn't looking. So let me introduce some of the additional lieutenants over here. Let me see here. And Rayshawn Smith, shout out to my man who just called. He donated again. I appreciate you, family. He said Abel going to make Charlo go to charm school. And hey, you guys still on the line? Everybody still on the line?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure. Oh,
it's okay.
Okay, and my man Reggie Owens, Lieutenant Reggie Owens, he said, "Yo, did you peep the lack of confidence in AB's performance coming from his friends? What did he say? The can see the end is near for Adrian." And then I got my man who's also in that super chat section, one of the DBN lieutenants. I'm gonna introduce Bill Staff 12. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate it, family. He said, I'm a huge Triple G fan, but I don't like Abel. Forget Canelo. He's a waste of time. Billy only fights boxers Triple G beats up. Fight Charlo. It would be a war. Yep, I hear you, Bill. And my man, Mark Twain Tarantula. I appreciate the donation, family. Brandon Harper. He said, DBN Tank. Crawford. He said, Crawford better get up out of there before Aram tries to turn him into Tim Bradley. Okay. Thanks for the additional.
Whoa.
Yeah. And my man Mark, he showed another donation. I appreciate that. Bill Staff again. He said the dude that Charlo KO'd looked like G-Eazy. And then Mark he donated again. He said AB was robbed last night. It's at Montaga 209 area code. Reggie Owens again. AB is not a businessman. TMT and Heyman are businessmen. Okay. I appreciate everybody showing that love, man, in the comment section, man. So, hey, you got anything you guys want to close out with? Kirk, you got anything before we wrap it up?
No, man. Thanks again for having me on, and shout outs to all the fighters that was on the Showtime event last night. That was a great card, and shout out to all the boxing fans continuing to support the sport, and supposed to keep doing it.
Oh yeah, and congratulations to Amir Khan. Did anybody catch that fight? I didn't watch the fight.
Hey, Amir.
We talked about it. We did talk about it. We talked about it, right?
Yeah, we talked about it earlier.
Okay. So we wrapped up everything. Money, anything else?
And just a shout out to Carl Frampton. You know, when he fought Nonito Donaire. I was with Donaire all the way. You know, he was my sentimental favorite. But hey, it just wasn't his day.
Yeah.
Passing of the guard in a sense, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. It just there comes a time, you can't beat time. Is what they say, right? Father Time. So
that is true.
Okay, well, that's pretty much what it is. We had a great weekend of boxing, and I'm going to go ahead and get ready to wrap this one up. I'll be doing some random live streams next week. I will not be doing the live show next Sunday, though. I'm going to be out of the country, but I'm going to talk more about that. But we will be doing trying to do some live shows during the week. So you already know what it is, man. Let me go ahead and let y'all know what it is. Hashtag Dante's Boxing Nation at the end of the day. Hashtag Decaf Busters. Hashtag New Media. Hashtag DBN. Hashtag DCN, Dante's Cooking Nation. Dante's Muscle Nation. Go ahead and follow that on Instagram as well. Y'all already know what it is at the end of the day, man. It's the nation, baby. Oh, yeah, and thanks to my special guest, undefeated future champion, TMT's own, the beast, Andrew Tabiti. He was in the studio. He held it down. Thank you to my panel, Money Pal, the third, my man Kirk Jackson, and my man Blue Blood Sports TV. Subscribe to Blue Blood Sports TV's YouTube channel. We'll see y'all on the next one, man. We on to the next one, y'all. Yep.